Hey books, welcome into our Capricorn-Aquarius astrology reading. Keep in mind that this message can also resonate for your 10th and 11th house, okay? You don't necessarily have to be born on this cusp to connect with this energy. But I'm excited to see what January has in store. Like I've been saying over the past few reads, this is all going to be preparation for that Saturn-Neptune conjunction at 0 degrees of Aries, if you follow Western astrology. That's coming in the middle, actually, of Aquarius Pisces season. So a lot of that is tied in and connected here. And as I was meditating for your message in this reading, it felt like you are going to definitely be feeling a lot of the intensity of this shift of energy, of this new cycle, new portal opening up, okay? It felt like there might be some changes that you feel called to make in your day-to-day life, okay? It's definitely going to be a portal of energy, a time you're being prepped to do some maybe heavy karmic lifting here, Capricorn Aquarius, but that's only happening so that it can be cleansed and transcended, okay? So you are being called to transcend some sort of energetic karma, which we all have. Remember, karma is neutral. It does not have a vendetta against anybody. It will only bring you what you have given out. So this could be a great thing. This could be, you know, maybe a bit of a bumpy thing. It could be a mix. It could be 50-50, but something about your South Node energy is also very significant. Maybe that's what's closing out. It could be a bit uncomfortable though, okay? It could be a bit uncomfortable. Yeah, exactly. Virgo energy, digest, okay? Now, hold on. I felt super called to get this message done and out. So let me make sure I have everything set up and it's not all falling off the screen. Okay, so Virgo and digest with 11th house and community, okay? I do feel you being a bit more community focused here. Yeah, clarify with the solar climb. And maybe what becomes clear is the kind of community you want to build, you want to have, or you want to be a part of. Maybe this is a moment here, Capricorn Aquarius, where you're like, I need to find my people. That is going to be a very, very, very big wave of energy that is going to surge through, or is starting to surge through already for those of us that sense it or are sensitive to those waves of energy. It's starting to happen where people are really starting to look to their left, look to their right, look at their neighbors and be like, am I actually welcomed here? Am I really connected to where I am? Are people, you know, is this a good space for me to be in or not? Am I being too tolerant of things and of people? Am I doing more than what I'm receiving? It's like there's this desire for, and I'm seeing the Libra scales. Yeah, I can't make it up. It's your South Node. I'm seeing the Libra scales. There's this desire to have balance. But maybe in order to find that balance, you might have to rethink what balance looks like, okay? And I do feel like it's a strong call to community, or to clarify what community means to you. Is community something you engage with every day, on the weekends, or sparingly, right? Like, and everybody has the right to want whatever it is they want. Some people don't want to be bothered by their neighbors, right? Other people want to be able to go over to a neighbor's house or have that kind of communal support system. So chap in, especially with whatever your South Node energy is. Maybe you have a South Node in Aquarius. Yeah, maybe South Node in Aquarius. That could be significant here too, okay? And if not, maybe in Capricorn. Okay, and that's not even what I want to say. I almost wanted to say Leo, but I said Capricorn. So Leo, Capricorn, Aquarius, South Node placements could be very relevant to this energy. Yeah, it's time to kind of review. Are you happy with where you are? What are you tolerating? What you want to tolerate no more? What are you contributing? Is it too much? Is it too little? Is it just right? Okay, so that kind of analysis could be essential for you, or you're getting support from the cosmos to do that kind of work. The snow's melting where I'm at, all right? So you might hear it falling off my roof. And you got Juno in partnership. Exactly. That's what I mean. Is this a balanced partnership or not? Are people around me interested in that partnership in the same way that I am? Am I forcing partnerships where maybe they don't really want to be? Okay, I do think this is going to be a big call to action this month for you. To do something about whatever those answers are, okay? Gemini and cross-pollinate. I don't really like having all that space in between the cards. Hold on. Yeah. We'll do 7. I'll get one more. Yeah, exactly. Are these people, energies, a community, the city, the structures that I want to engage with? Cross-pollinate, Gemini, super social energy. So maybe some of y'all are very social and you might find that you're actually in a more anti-social environment. And it's realizing and having that moment of, I don't have to choose to be here. I can choose to be with people who are just as social as me. I can choose to be in an environment that complements and amplifies and maybe even needs that social energy, okay? Or where that social part of you can thrive a little bit more. I really do think it might even be your more Aquarian energy that's like, dang, like, it's, yeah, like people aren't looking out for each other anymore. Because let me tell you, the way that this global energy is starting to shape up, we're going to need to lean on our neighbors. But then think about the people who might not know their neighbors, might not know that their neighbors really don't like them. Or, you know, it's like a lot of that kind of fake connection, false energy isn't going to have the room to be. So maybe that's what kind of comes out here. And that can be externally driven or internally driven. Maybe you just feel like, you know, I really don't enjoy the people I live around. I really don't enjoy this city. I don't enjoy those community events or whatever the case may be, but you got to find your joy. Okay. It's not enough to just sit there and complain about it. You got to do something about it. Yeah. You want real partnership. Maybe your South Node could even be in Gemini. Okay. Can I get one more? Thank you. Yeah, dignified. Exactly. Dignified and strength. I'm just here and showing true colors. Somebody or your neighbors or the community you're in might start to show its true feelings and colors. And it is up to you to say, I agree with that. I identify with that. I support that, or I don't. Don't stay anywhere where you're not actually genuinely welcomed. Okay, that's a big, big, big thing that's going to start shifting for people for sure. But, you know, I think the divine is trying to get you to start thinking about that because maybe there is an opportunity to change. Maybe there's an opportunity to shift or find that community or move out of that area that might be coming up here for you. But if you're not in the right mindset around that being a necessity for you, you might miss the opportunity or might not see it in the right way. Okay, like it's gonna pull you away or pull your family away from all that they've known. But if the family really isn't wanted in the area, right, how much of a disservice is that? Okay, so just think about it. And again, you might feel like, nope, I love my neighbors, everybody's cool, then that's beautiful, right? Then keep fostering that energy. But if it comes up of like, ooh, this, I don't necessarily even feel safe anymore, or I don't think I can really trust the people I'm living in around, consider that, okay? Consider that. So your environment might stand to go through some changes here, starting in January. Tell me a little bit more about Virgo and how that's influencing Capricorn-Aquarius, the Hierophant and the Page of Wands. Exactly. Exactly. I do feel like maybe there is some sort of idealism that you might be working from or might start to surge through you. Like in an ideal world, in a perfect world, it would be this and we would have that. And, you know, I feel like too, this might even be the divine saying that doesn't necessarily have to be that out of reach for you. That's not too far-fetched. It's something that you can actually manifest. Establishments and environments with that Hierophant energy that meet that status quo, that borderline bare minimum that you need to feel safe, included, connected, like you are in healthy partnerships, like you can share and cross-pollinate with the people around you. Okay? Build and grow, worker bees. Like everybody in the area wants the same things. Okay? And that might be hard to find. It is. But sometimes, you know, you definitely gotta be mindful and be careful. Okay, so I'll keep these out. Show me a little bit more about community and what's being clarified. Okay. The Queen of Swords, the King of Wands, and the Star. Okay. Yeah. I think what gets clarified is your mindset around it. That then leads you to take certain actions that help you not only find the right proper alignment, but also maybe heal. Maybe even with that South Node energy, maybe you grew up in a situation where you couldn't really trust your neighbors, or maybe even vice versa. Maybe you grew up being able to go to any neighbor's house and hang out with the, kids and walk around the block and still feel safe. We do live in a completely different world now. Definitely from my childhood. But, maybe there's a bit of that nostalgia that might be coming up for you, whether it is in that light of I had that partnership, that sense of community and connection, or that was the biggest thing missing from my experiences growing up. Either way, I do feel like you are going to find some sort of balance or a deeper understanding on what you need, and then clarity around the actions to kind of get there. Okay, so this could even be just the research period. If it's been on your heart to kind of find a new place, or it's not that where you are is bad, but it also isn't necessarily serving you, start looking up some places that might be suitable for you and your energy and your desires when it comes to, again, community. Okay, clarify. Yeah, I can't make it up. I can't say it all over again. Yeah, the Six of Cups. Nostalgia. Yeah. And again, yes, we live in an absolutely different world. It wouldn't necessarily be all the way smart to send your children over to the neighbor's house if you don't know them that well. But see, there used to be things and ways that neighbors would get to know one another so you can know who to trust, who to not. And maybe that's just a more global energy, right? You are leading the energetic pack right now. We're in January. It's your birthday month. Happy early birthday to y'all. If you're celebrating all month, I feel that. But maybe that's what's coming to the collective mind, right? Man, we used to be able to do this and do that. What happened? What went left? What do we then need to do to reactivate that sense of partnership, bond, community, strength, dignity amongst one another, right? I have my thoughts on it, but you let me know yours on why you think things have changed. If you want to, you don't necessarily have to, okay? But I'd love to hear if that resonates for you. Show me a little bit more here, Divine, about this cross-pollinate. Thank you. Page of Swords. Exactly. Yeah, this is about value systems, right? What is of value? What is of meaning? Again, y'all gonna hear me talk about meaning for a good little grip here. What's of value? What's of meaning to you? There's no right or wrong answer. It's just your truth, okay? It's just your truth. But this is something that I feel like the divine is trying to get you to think about, okay? Reflect on the past in that way of, again, what was there, what was needed, what was different, and then how can you start planting those seeds? Because if it would have benefited you, or it did benefit you, it would absolutely benefit those around you right now, your own children if you have them, your own community, wherever you are, right? Yeah, and the moon. Okay. Tell me a little bit more here about the Hierophant with this Page of Wands and the moon, the Ace of Pentacles, right? It's your seed to plant. It's your seed to plant. Okay. Now, some of y'all might be like, I tried to get to know my neighbors. They were weird. You know, they were a little standoffish. They were skeptical. And again, everybody has the right to feel that way. This world has gotten, you know, I don't even like saying that because maybe it hasn't gotten that much crazier. We're just more aware of how crazy things can actually be, right? Media has expanded so much. We all have media and the ability to contribute to the discourse in media from our phones. You know what I'm saying? Like, that never existed when we were coming up or when I was coming up, right? So it's that. Maybe there's a lot more is exposed, okay? I don't want to say it's worse, but maybe just we know a lot more than we ever have before, and that could be playing a part in this. Okay, but if you said, I've tried to connect in the community and it's just not there, then yeah, maybe it's time to research another environment to be in. But if you haven't given it a shot, maybe this might be the time, okay? Maybe this could be a moment. Okay, clarify what, yeah, okay, the Three of Swords, yeah. Okay. Some of y'all might be feeling a little alone. Maybe that's why I keep going off on community and connection. Some of y'all might be feeling a little lonely, star energy, where you're at. And that nostalgia of, I remember when I used to be closer to people, or, you know, maybe you're even witnessing somebody be a little lonely. Again, it's maybe some of y'all have children with the Page of Wands and the Page of Swords here. And it's like, dang, they don't really have friends or like neighborhood kids that they can go outside and play with. Like that kind of, I'm just picking up on that kind of thought stream here for you, Capricorn-Aquarius, okay? And maybe that's a key. Maybe if you're trying to find a place to start your family, right? And if that's something of value to you, consider that whenever you are planting your seed, planting your roots here, okay? Maybe it's important for you to make sure that your children don't have the same experiences that you maybe had. Maybe that's that South Node energy, okay? Tell me more. King of Wands. The Six of Swords. Yeah, maybe this is an opportunity for healing through the seeds that you plant, okay? Through the setup and the environment that you provide, not only just for yourself, but for your family, okay? Clarify the star with this partnership. Yeah, the Five of Swords, exactly. Okay, so some of y'all maybe have experienced a lot of betrayal from village and community and family. So trusting other people, damn near strangers, feels like, what? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing that. And I wholeheartedly 100% understand that to a very deep level. I get you. I do. And I think that it's important to recognize what was needed in those times. What would have been nice, even if it's not what happened, right? Or what was available to you, or what occurred. It's not too late to heal from that. It's not too late to have that in your life. Okay, so some of y'all might just be very focused on building friendships, building your network, building community, building connection here in January. Maybe that was a 2026 goal for you, to find your people, find your tribe, become more social than you are now, right? Yeah, and I think that's kind of the thing. Yeah, open up the heart, period, Spirit. I love that. Open up the heart. Yeah. Because the truth is that you're really not alone. Like I said, if it would benefit you, it would definitely benefit other people. So don't feel alone in that. But I do understand the fact that you never really truly know people until you really, really know them, right? And that can be a little scary, especially with the state of the world and, you know, all the crazy things that happen. But you can't think about it from that space, right? Okay, so this is where the balance, maybe that's why I was seeing the Libra scales. This is where the balance comes in, Capricorn Aquarius. the difference between realism and idealism. Realistically, yes, there are a whole bunch of dangers out there. You know, you never really know. It could go this and this, all these things could happen. But ideally, what if they don't? What if you actually do make friends with your neighbors to the point where your families can hang out? And what if, you know, starting some sort of block party energy or communal gatherings and activities actually pays off, like being involved or starting and initiating, innovating those things that can, or those moments or events or opportunities for people to connect might be a part of your charge here. Okay, you got that innovation energy with that Aquarian vibe, right? Like figuring out ways and maybe thinking of ways to start that communal energy might be the seed that's ready to be planted. Okay, so always taking into consideration where you are, what's going on. Okay, but for some of y'all, it seems like that. Like you might have some ideas on what could happen, you know, like a bike race down the street or, you know, something of the sort. I don't know. It could be small. It can be big. It can be whatever. But if it's not happening, at least give it a shot, you know, to try to make that happen. Try to open up that door for more communal living or more connection with those around you. And then if it works, wonderful. And if it doesn't, okay. Okay? Yeah. 10 of Swords, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And I think I might be talking to some of y'all who have tried and it's just not flowing, and that's okay too. Maybe it's just time to find a new environment. Okay, my love? So environmental focus. Okay, really thinking about that connection to the world around you. What that connection does for your inner world. Does it amplify it? Does it make it more chaotic? Right? A lot of that inwards reflection could be very, very needed and necessary, but it looks like the solar energy. It's going to help you clarify whatever that is, okay? Or what's maybe been holding you back. Maybe there is a lot of opportunity for community, but you just haven't been feeling it. Maybe that could be something that's shifting out here, okay? All right, so what is the energetic guidance you have here, okay? What overall is happening for my Capricorn-Aquarius energies, placements, and houses for January? Ooh. Okay, action. I can't make it up. Natal. And I don't know why I feel guided to say, but nettle tea is actually really good for you, for your overall health and well-being. It helps lubricate your joints. Definitely helps with bone density or something about that. Again, I'm no doctor, but I felt called to say, get you some nettle tea. That could actually be very beneficial, maybe for your just overall health, okay? But action, exactly. It's what you're being called to. Purity. Pure sunshiny energy. Calendula, also a beautiful tea, if you can find it. But I think that is what happens. Some of y'all might be clearing out a South Node cycle around community. Maybe having a lot of wounds from that sense of village or the lack thereof. Working through that so that you don't have to isolate yourself from that for the rest of your life, right? That seems essential, or just something that just could be moving to the forefront of your mind. This does feel like slow-paced energy, not something that might happen overnight, but something that the divine wants you to just start thinking about, okay? What else? Oh. Okay, peaceful warrior, milk thistle. Milk thistle is also good as a liver detox, okay? Yeah, peaceful warrior. You know how you fight against that pain? You bring again, like I said, whatever was needed, you bring it into existence. So if you didn't have it, then be it or create it. Because it's not only going to benefit you, it's going to benefit those around you. Nurture, live and balm, back to the bees. So bees could be significant, okay? And in a way, we're all a part of a communal hive, right? Wherever you are rooted and planted right now, you're a part of that hive. It's kind of like the Japanese cultural mindset. everybody contributes to the beauty of the space, of the neighborhood, of the environment. It's like essential. And to like have an ugly yard or not take care of your home is looked at as like a faux pas. Like damn near you could be fined for it. Like you have to be considerate of how your place in the space you take up affects other people. And maybe that's where you believe in that too, but you might not have people around you who feel the same. Okay. But that lemon balm definitely gives me a lot of Empress energy. So maybe it's kind of, this is something you're meant to plant seeds around and help grow. Yeah, breakthrough with ginkgo. Another beautiful tea, helps with brain function. Ginkgo biloba. Okay. So I don't know, I keep giving in teas. I don't know if you're about to go shopping or grocery shopping and get you something. Maybe you want to pick up some tea. Okay. Yeah, and transfiguration wanted to slip out here. Yeah, I think you have the power to make some really positive shifts and changes here. Some healing shifts and changes, Capricorn-Aquarius, but more specifically in your community. It feels community oriented. I don't know if somebody, are you running for office, or maybe you want to start going to your town hall meetings or start speaking up on the things, because I'm getting that sense of like sightliness, like we need someone to go take that junk out of the empty lot at the end of the street, or like, hey, everybody needs to start taking care of their lawns. If you need a lawnmower, let's share it. Like, you know, everybody pitch in and we can just move it all around. Like that kind of resourceful energy in the community might be something that could actually develop as a passion project, I'm hearing for you. Okay. Yeah, and then strength again. Maybe it's even a strong suit of yours, like I almost want to say like a calling that you might have. Okay. Now again, only take it if it resonates or whenever it does, but that's what I'm sensing here for you, my loves. And then the seeds that you plant, I do feel will create a huge shift that might last. Lasting impact. Something about scorpionic energy, 8th house energy, talks about legacy. Even 12th house energy could be very significant for you. Yeah, wealth, I can't make it up. Come on. Everybody deserves to have that sense of well-being, right? Well-being, good health is wealth. Mental health, you know, it's just, I don't know, maybe you even want to look a little into Japanese culture in that way, okay, if you feel called to, but I just felt guided to say it. Let me know your thoughts about this message, what resonated and connected with you, my lovely books, okay? And don't forget, well, not don't forget, I didn't say it yet, but I did make a post on our members board. I am doing a deck giveaway, okay? I have so many, and I would like to get more, but I'm very like first in, first out, make space. I do not want to hoard decks, especially if I'm not using them. So all the decks in my thrift shop are available for this giveaway. This giveaway is only exclusively for y'all, okay? So if there is any deck in the thrift shop that you really want or you're really interested in, you can claim it. Just comment on that post in the member board. I'll create a giveaway link for you. You go through the link, put in your information so I can ship it to you, and I cover shipping. It's absolutely free. No cost to you at all, but I would love to gift those decks to you all because I appreciate you for being here. I truly, truly, deeply, deeply do. So definitely claim it, maybe even below this video if you watch it, but wherever you want to, either on the post or under these videos, maybe just to keep it centered and organized. But I would love to be able to give those decks to y'all, okay? So I love you and I thank you for being here and for all your love and support, and I'll see you in our next one, my loves. Namaste.